Hey guys, and welcome back. Alright, we got a lot of work to get to, guys, so let's get this party started, shall we? Alright, so I've already been healed up already, so we're just going to get this party started. So now we have to go and collect the next two huge materia. The first of which is in the underwater facility of Janan, at the underwater reactor. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. But of course, this shouldn't be too big of an issue for us. I should be able to handle this. We should be able to get this done. Okay, 8, learner pilot. Are you kidding me? Level 8 to learner pilot? Wasn't he just like a novice? Ugh. Alright, anyways. So, before we do anything else, we are going to head back to Medill. Well, we're going to head back to Medill for one main reason. One, because there's some really good weapons I can buy here. Outside of that one reason, though, there's no real reason to head back here. I'm going to have to come back here again in a little bit anyways to collect the materia once I obtain something. I need to get me some greens from the Kokobo place to give to the lonely Kokobo here. It's a particular kind of green you have to give it. So you want to talk to this lady who happens to be the owner of the weapon shop, and we're going to buy ourselves some weapons. But I'm going to see if I can't sell anything whatsoever. I doubt I can. Mostly because I have no idea what's still useful, what isn't still useful. Tried it. So you. Truffage. Yeah, so you. You. I think that's about all I can really sell without, selling something I might regret selling. So we're going to basically buy weapons for our current team. Okay, with that we're going to now equip these. No, I don't want to go talk to you again, lady. Good lord. Stop it. Ah. Anyways, we are going to equip these weapons to us now. No, not the Buster Sword. I want the Crystal Sword. Thank you. And Cannon and the Winchester. Ho ho. Alright, let's continue. I'll handle the Kokobo thing later. Because right now you really can't do anything to the Kokobo. You have to give it a certain kind of green, which I have to buy at the Kokobo place. But seeing how that's kind of out of the way to go do that right now, we're actually going to go handle that later. There's no real point in handling it now. Just in general, there's just no point. I am going to take care of it because that's actually a nice materia, but I'm just not going to take care of it now. We're going to jump on the highway, and now we're going to head over to Janan, which is this way. Port Condor. There's an enemy skill you can get from a monster by manipulating them. I'm going to demonstrate all that stuff during my enemy skill video I plan on doing. At one point or another. Going here. I think I might do it. I don't know yet. I'm still debating if I want to go through with all that. That's a lot of work to do that video, though. So we're going to run over here. And we're going to talk to this guy. So this guy is so willing to risk his job and letting us use the elevator. He's only going to charge us 10 gil. Are you kidding me? I mean, I had my suspicions that soldiers just didn't get paid that much, but good God, 10 gil is all you can possibly afford to gouge out of us? Is that all your job is worth to you? You could probably lose your job for this. But you know what? I'm not really going to question that aspect. I mean, seriously, I guess if I was getting paid like peanuts, anything would do, and I'd probably ask for just about anything, wouldn't you? I mean, you have to understand, if the guy's not getting paid much to begin with, then I'm pretty sure any type of money he could possibly ask for is probably better than what he has right now. And if that's the particular case, then I can't really hold it against him for only asking for 10 gil. So we arrive here in Janan after taking the elevator. We're going to head this way, which is going to take us out to the street where we need to go. We're going to follow the street path. Now, something happens later. Something happens I don't understand because there's going to be something that happens when we hit a certain point in this runway, which you're going to see. Cloud's going to point something out. I'm missing something. No, we have all our items. We have all our materia. We're fully equipped. I don't think we're missing anything, actually. I think we're pretty much fine. Anyways, you're going to keep on running down this road. Keep on going. You want to run down here. this way, and now you're going to run into a group of Shinra soldiers and a captain. Well, the captain apparently is ready to take us on, but all the Shinra soldiers seem to turn around in the opposite direction. Around this point, he says charge, and they all run away. Or charge in the opposite direction. I really do have to wonder, though, seriously, what are the requirements for joining soldier? I mean, you would think that with the type of people you see in a soldier nowadays, you'd think that they would just have, like, no requirements whatsoever. It just doesn't make any sense. But then again, you know, here I go again analyzing a video game for no apparent reason other than the fact that I can. And we dispatch this guy really quickly. Again, you're going to see a lot of the same monsters here that you've seen before. It's typical gaming type of protocol where they just simply change the color of a monster, make it stronger, give it some more hit points. You have a completely different monster. So you walk into the elevator and these two Shinra soldiers who are apparently ready to boogie. And whoever stays alive while fighting us gets to take the girl out on a date. Great. I'm nothing more than a wager to them. That's really great. Well, unfortunately, neither one of you two are going to be surviving this fight, so it's not really that big of a deal. What I don't understand is, okay, if these guys fail in combat, they die. We fail in combat, it's not particularly the fact that we died, it's more like we just passed out, I guess? Maybe? It just, again, continuity in these games is ridiculous. This doesn't make any sense to me. And again, I'm probably wasting my time by analyzing a video game, but you know what though, guys? It just has to be done. It's who I am. So we're going to talk to the girl, and she says that there went two perfectly good men, and she's probably nervous by having us in the same elevator with her. Can't blame her. So you would leave the elevator, and you run into another Shinra soldier, and one Shinra soldier who is apparently sleeping recently. Huh. It's fairly obvious to see that these guys don't get too much action around here. I mean, aside from the fact that I don't think they get to see sunlight very often. So we're just going to go through and dispatch each of these guys. They don't have much health either, so you should be able to dispatch them fairly easily. They have about 1,500 health apiece, so it shouldn't be too difficult. You should be able to take care of these guys fairly quickly. Or if you're insanely overpowered, like one hit apiece. But you know, again, underleveling for the sake of argument, to make boss fights a little bit easy, a little bit more challenging. Of course, if you really want to go down that road, you could probably say that the reason why I'm underleveled is because it allows me to use strategies. Alright, so we keep going and we find another elevator that's going to take us deeper into this dark abyss that is the underwater reactor. Which makes me really wonder, how far underwater are we? It really does make me wonder. I'm not just saying that just to take up time on commentary. I'm saying that because it's really something that makes me wonder. How far underwater are we? Just, ugh. So, question, guys. Which game do you think is more advanced technologically? Final Fantasy VIII or Final Fantasy VII? It's really hard for me to tell because, and you know, I take that back. 8 was technologically, as far as in the game itself, like the technology had in the game, that was far more advanced than anything here. We're gonna dispatch this guy. Big way. That's it. And he's down. Ha 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 ha. And you lose. Oh, how you very much lose against me. Alright, so we're going to continue following. We get a nice little view of the ocean. We get a nice little scenic ocean walkthrough, I guess. Kind of cool. This is once again Squaresoft. Yes, I call them Squaresoft because I refuse to acknowledge Square Enix. Squaresoft and their greatness with coming up with using the technology to their advantage. Seeing how this is the PS1, they manage to push the envelope every time, and I know I've said that before, but just this game just impresses me. Alright, so we take the elevator down, and now we're gonna get a look at some stuff. Whoa, another fight. Go figure. Just go on and figure, guys. Seriously, another fight. Like, I can't possibly go, 3 steps without a fight. That would just be too much. I mean, what would we possibly do if I couldn't get in the fights, guys? I mean, this game would end. My existence as my existence as a walkthrough artist would come to a dramatic halt if I did not get into fights almost every few steps. Oh, Christ. Ow. Wow. That did it. Screw it. We're not gonna die. I accidentally had Barret attack Cloud, which is why Cloud died. Ugh. You know what, Cloud? Seriously, man. After everything we've been through, the least you could do is survive a single hit from a weak monster like this. I mean, seriously, dude, you learn to pull your weight. And Cloud's now behind on EXP, but you know what, though? We'll catch it back up. We're bound to. I'm bound to catch it back up either way. Speed down. X potion, X potion, X potion. Sweet, let's continue. So now we get to see a submarine, a steel gray submarine, and we get to see a flamboyantly red submarine. Expect to see both of these very soon because what happens next in this game actually involves those submarines. Along with another fight, because fights are just what this game needs. My god, my transitions are awesome, aren't they, guys? I am just killing these transitions today. So apparently the monster just did something to himself. I don't know what he just did. I kind of like zoned out there for like half a second, didn't see what he just used. W Rocket Punch. That's an interesting attack. Weak, but what the? Oh, okay. Guess we won. Didn't think I would kill it that quickly. Alright, with that, we're gonna press on. There's a save point, but we're not going to use it because I don't need it right now. We're going to run over here, past that guy, run through here, and now we get stopped. But apparently the dude we ran right by, who apparently missed us running behind him, jumps into the fray now, so we got to take on all three of the guys. Again, not hard. Seriously, if you have any problems with this whatsoever, just stop playing. Dispatch those two fairly easily. And we get rid of him fairly quickly. Awesome. You know, I wanted to have some Final Fantasy trivia, but I can't think of anything good to ask. I really can't, so I guess I'm just gonna have to live with it. You know what? I think I might have something. I'm gonna ask it later. I can't think of how I'm gonna word it. It'll come to mind later on, I promise. Take you out. Alright, come on. Stop attacking me. Let me attack you already. Christ. Thank you. Good lord, the dude attacked us like 3 times in a row. More experience, we level up again. 2 grenades, awesome. Well, not really, grenades are pointless. I've yet to see a Final Fantasy game where the items you pick up, like the damage items, are actually useful throughout the entire game. I take that back, Legend of Dragoon, the damage items in that game were actually useful throughout the entire game, but that wasn't a Square game either. So we get to look at the reactor and this huge robotic crane-like thing that reaches into the steaming reactor to pull something out. What it pulls out is the huge materia, but this huge materia is actually the same size as every other materia we've seen, which makes no sense to me. Yeah, thank you, Barret. Oh, thank you, Vincent. Your very few words just do so much. Christ. High potion. High potion. High potion. Where is it? Ether. I call it ether. If you want to call it ether, it's your choice. I call it ether. Simply because that's what I believe it's called. So we make it here to where the submarines are, and we get to witness the huge materia being loaded into the red Shinra sub. A all of a sudden I suddenly feel as if things are just going to get more difficult. I don't know why, I just get the idea. Now what's going to happen next is going to lead into something rather frustrating, because this boss isn't hard for me now, but he was actually hard for me as a kid. As a kid I had a lot of trouble with this boss. So we're going to run forward, but who else do we run into? But we run into Mr. Reno. Aha, he's apparently surprised to see us. Yeah, we're gonna help transport the materia, thank you. You refuse? What do you mean you refuse? Now, Reno, being the cool customer that he is, doesn't have time to deal with us. So instead, he's going to let a particular monstrosity of a robot come and handle us. This robot is known as Carry Armor. This robot gave me a lot of trouble as a kid. Now, it's fairly simple. The first thing you want to do is cast Haste and, I believe, Magic Barrier on yourself, along with Regen. Why do you want to cast Magic Barrier, you may ask? Okay, let me see your haste. Christ. With regen, that should keep us fairly good for now. Haste should protect us. And we're also going to start unloading on this sucker. That's interesting. Where did all my magic go? Wow, I don't have any magic. That is really bad. But I do have other magic, actually. It shouldn't be too big of an issue. I've tried. Okay, now there's some things about this boss that need to be understood. First off, he has the ability to pick up one of your characters and hold on to them. Now, if he picks up two of your characters and then kills the last one, you automatically lose the fight. So that's extremely important to keep in mind when fighting this guy, because you really don't want him to do that. So we're going to just wail on this guy while trying to make up for the fact that apparently Cloud somehow misplaced all of his materia that he had equipped into him. How he did this is beyond me. Magic Breath. Wow, that did a lot of damage actually. Christ, that was pretty powerful. Bolt 3. Since he's a robotic type monster, you're going to want to use bolt type magic, electric type magic, obviously. Again, I have to kind of go over that just in case there's someone I didn't know. Now here's what I'm talking about. He's going to pick up one of your characters. Now he has the ability to pick up, I believe, two of your characters, which poses to be a slight bit of an issue. Hopefully, now with Magic Breath, we should be able to take care of the fact that he's going to keep picking up characters. No worries though, we're going to get rid of the carry armor either way with a little bit of, where is it, Magic Breath. Again, if you can destroy his two arms, so be it, but I wouldn't bother focusing on the arms. I mean, you can focus on them if you want. I'm not going to purposely focus on them. But we've now taken out both of his arms by pure incident. We're just going to finish this guy off because he's most likely dead. He's dead by now. Oh yeah, Clem Hazard. And he goes down. Again, fairly easy fight. I don't know, for some reason this fight just gave me trouble as a kid. It might have been because I just didn't understand the idea of barrier at the time. It just didn't make any sense to me. Who knows? It just gave me trouble as a kid. And now the red submarine with the huge materia has disappeared and vanished, apparently having escaped. Before we do anything else, I'm going to look into this missing materia. There it is. Fire, ice, wait, what? Fire, lightning, and ice. That's why I need ice. Alright. And do I need anything else here? I'm not going to bother with any of the other material. Don't really need them. Anyways, we're going to go here. There's some more fights that have to happen. And we're going to use... 1, 2, go. let's continue. Not a very tough fight, fairly easy once you know what to do. Of course, most of you guys, from my own knowledge, are pretty much like one of those overpowered type of people. So for you guys, this is probably one of the easiest fights in the game. We're going to talk to this box. We're going to get this... I can't pronounce that. Never mind. Not going to even try it. We're also going to talk to this box, one I missed as a kid. This is the Leviathan skill. This is actually kind of important for something in the Watai, which I'm going to show you guys later. But you need to make sure you obtain that. So, come up here, talk to the Shinra soldiers, and apparently they're going to fight you. They're going to fight you in groups of 2, for one reason or another. I don't know why groups of 2, I don't know why they don't just bum rush me at the same time. Whatever the reason, they choose to fight me in groups of 2. I mean, obviously, attacking me all at once would probably be your best bet. Especially against someone like, you know, Cloud, or Barrett, heck, Vincent. I mean, if you're really that dumb to go against a guy like Vincent, then you probably deserve to die. And with that, we take them all out. And another all levels up. Christ, I swear, I'm assuming all is like one of those materia that levels up really quickly, because it levels up constantly. I think all might be on the list of easiest materia to master. Alright, another 2 for a fight, which shouldn't take you very long to dispatch these fools. I'm actually going to use Aqualung. You will see that I have come to understand that using my enemy skills are actually some of the best attacks in the game. In my opinion, a lot of the enemy skills are probably some of the better magic skills in the game. I know some of you might disagree on that, but I find the enemy skills to be just tremendously useful. We're going to jump down here. Now, of course, as you guys know, Shinra soldiers are never willing to give up, so these 3, of course, are going to try to stop us. One of them has enough brains to think that they shouldn't mess with us, but of course he's going to ignore his sense of self-preservation and attack us anyways. Go on and figure. You think you'd be smart enough to understand not to fight someone who you obviously can't win or beat. We're going to use Fire 3. Switch over to you, and we're going to use try Flamethrower. I have no idea how much damage this spell will do. It's an older spell. Ah, that's stupid. I mean, you would think your magics, you think the amount of damage your magic spells would do, even the lowest level would increase over time. I just don't see why they would stay the same. Something apparently leveled, but I missed seeing it level. I think it might have been Restore. Huh. Yeah, you were the leader at one time. But, you know, things change, man, seriously. Plus, you said to yourself you're not cut out to be a leader. So stop trying to be one, will you? Stop trying to take my spotlight. Because God knows I have nothing else. Alright, we're gonna continue. So let's go in here, skipping the save point. So now these 3 Cinder soldiers are like panicking, probably wetting themselves at the sight of seeing us. They probably know that we've dispatched every other Shinra soldier we've ran into, and they don't know any part of us. Now you have 2 choices. You can either kill these guys, or you can be merciful and just take them hostage. Because I have a small heart, a very small, I'm going to take them prisoner. And they don't seem to really reject the idea of being taken prisoner. I guess anything's better than being killed. And apparently Cloud is going nuts with claustrophobia. Uh-oh. Just leave it to you, huh? Okay, I can do that. We're gonna sit in the seat and we're gonna get this party started. This is gonna begin a mini game, which after you do this, you can actually play this game at the Golden Saucer. The way it works is you have to do these certain types of mini parts of the game like this for the story before you can actually do them in the Golden Saucer. So for this, we have to actually fly. Oh, we have to. Missiles, rockets away! key here is just to take out the red sub. Uh, and with that, we've easily dispatched with the red sub. It's not that hard. You just blitz it, shoot some torpedoes at it, and it goes down without much of a hitch. Gotta say, that's really, really easy. I kind of feel bad that they made it so easy to do this. So now we've received the Shinra sub. Okay. Number 2, I guess that might be us. Everything's normal? I'm impressed I didn't figure you out. So now they're going to transport another huge materia from Junon Airport. But we're going to forget about the one that we've let that's down in the ocean, mostly because there's a very low chance anyone's going to come looking for it. Oh, that also begs the question, what about the yellow subs that were about to start attacking me? I mean, couldn't they go down there and salvage it then? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why wouldn't they? Again, it's another hole in this game that just annoys me. Now, there's something weird about this, isn't there, guys? I just feel as if there's something missing. I can't put my finger on it. You know, it's lingering. It's just this lingering feeling like there's something missing here. I don't know. I really don't. So now we have to get to the airport as quick as possible. Although it doesn't really matter how quickly you get there. What happens happens. It's not like it's a timed event. So pay the guard another 10 gil to risk his job by letting us use the elevator. God, he's already gotten 20 gil out of us. I think he might be able to feed his family tonight. That's really kind of sad when you think about it, but you know what though? If you were to compare 10 gil to, I think, in money terms here, I think that might be worth a lot. I have a feeling the economy might be better. Okay, you know what? Forget that. I'm not even going to try to settle for a politics reference. Forget that. This is an LP. Screw that. I'm not even going to try it. Okay. So you make it up here, go through this door. We have to start making our run for the airport. But before we can do that, we see that one of the planes that is probably carrying the large materia is preparing for takeoff. Which is kind of cool. That's like a really cool type of design. And it takes off, most likely holding the huge materia inside of it, meaning we just missed it. Dang it. Yeah, too bad. That's really kind of sad. So we're gonna head to Rocket Town. Now we gotta go to Rocket Town. Oh boy. Obviously. Now, I know what happens next. So we are going to jump the gun on this. Because obviously I'm going to have, when you get to Rocket Town and go through a few fights, you have to have Sid on your team. So what better way to prepare for that than to just give Sid the materia right now and just call it. Just give him the materia, which is what I'm going to do right now, because I'm going to have to do it anyways. He's going to have to take everything anyway, so I might as well just give it to him now and save myself the hassle later. Alright, 2 more materia I gotta move. Go down. Alright, good. Now Barrett has more health now, but that's not what I'm really concerned about. How many tents do I have? I should have like, what, 3 or 4 tents, I think? Maybe? Possibly? Yeah, I got 4 tents. Sweet. Perfect. Go over here. We're gonna use a tent. Oh, wait. Screw that. I was gonna use a tent, but I'm thinking it over. It just doesn't sound like a good idea right now. So we're gonna use the elevator, head back downstairs again. And now we're gonna get to the high wind, jump on, and head over to the town known as Rocket Town, Sid's hometown, so we can try to obtain this next huge materia. And I know it's kind of late for me to say this, but just so you guys know, there is actually a time limit on that submarine fight. I think it's like 10 minutes. But honestly, if it takes you 10 minutes, if it takes you more than 10 minutes to bring that sub down, then I really don't know how to. I don't know how to respond to that. Like I can't see that taking. I mean, even if the controls had you disoriented, like I was slightly disoriented with the controls the first time I did it. Even if you're disoriented, this shouldn't take you more than a few minutes at best. I can't. I mean, it took me less than a minute to take it down. So we're gonna jump on the highway. We're going to fly over to the next continent and head to Rocket Town. It should be this way. I think it should be this way. I love how we barely make it over these mountains. Like we are barely missing them. So we're going to land here. We're gonna go inside the ship actually. I don't feel like wasting a tent. Call me crazy, but I have ways of not having to waste a tent. Yeah, I mean, this might be wasting my time in a sense, but you know what though? Seriously, I'm gonna be sitting here a while doing this, so I might as well utilize every possible thing I might have to my disposal. So you want to talk to this guy, we're going to use the HP and MP restored command, which will now restore all of our HP and MP. Run over here, run this way. Alright, with that being done, we can proceed. Talk to you. Level 9. You're still a learner pilot? Weren't you just level 8? Seriously, what is the level? What's up with the levels here? When is he a full-fledged pilot? Level 100? So what, level 50 he's finally a intermediate pilot who has some skill? Ah, so go into Rocket Town. And everyone apparently is awestruck by something, I don't know what. We talked to this guy and he tells us that there's a bunch of Shinra people messing with the rocket. And he also wants to know if his rocket is alright. Well, I don't recall the rocket belonging to you, old man. I mean, I understand your attachment towards it, but I just don't recall this being your rocket. So we're going to head over here. And now it's time for a plethora of different fights as we make our way up the stairs and up the tower to get to the rocket itself. Again, nothing really difficult. You should be able to handle most of these fights fairly easily. I can't foresee any of you guys, as odd as some of you guys can be at times, having any trouble with any of these fights. Of course they're going to put Vincent to sleep. I mean, that's just the only thing they can possibly think to do. Hit you. Hit you. And they go down. Amazingly enough, we hit them pretty hard. Good God, that was impressive. Alright. With that, we're going to continue. Oh, looks like Cloud's taking care of the work for me. Yeah, everyone, attack. And they call us terrorists, too. I mean, honestly, us terrorists, do we look like terrorists? You know what, I take that back. I guess terrorists be anyone who wants to screw things up, so I guess we might be terrorists. I don't know, I just can't see us being terrorists. We just don't match what I find to be terrorists. I mean, what we're doing is actually the correct thing to do, so I just don't see how we could be classified as terrorists. Dragon Scale, let's try that. I wouldn't typically use these items and stuff, but you know what, who cares, we'll try it. Oh, I put Cloud to sleep. Dragon Scales. Wow, that was really impressive. I am actually impressed by how much damage that did. Doggone. That, another fight's done. And of course they're not going to give up just yet. I mean, that's just too easy. You're going to stop us, right? Because, you know, the last 17 guards I've had to kill haven't stopped me yet. What makes you think you're going to stop me? You know what? I don't care anymore. Aqualink's cheaper anyways, I'll use that. You know, trying to conserve MP in this game, this seems slightly pointless because the MP aspect of this game isn't as prominent as it is in other Final Fantasy games. I mean, I kind of like the MP part of this game, with magic points and stuff, is kind of just tacked in there because I don't really find myself looking at how much MP I have. unless I'm out. Unlike in other games where I'm actually paying attention to how much I have half the time. Ooh, all levels up. Ugh, of course, all levels up. Duh. All always levels up. So here comes Sid running up saying that, oh, if we're gonna kick them out of his Rocky, he wants to be a part of it. Well, I can understand that. I think that's perfectly respectable. I'll be glad to let you come along. Vincent, you're coming too. We're gonna open up our menu before we do anything else. Alright. I think we're pretty much good to go, guys. We're gonna get this party started. Hit X. Huh. God. I swear, Sid, you just spout out the F word at every possible turn, don't you? Seriously, Sid? I mean, there's no real reason to use the F word that much. I mean, I understand where using it is, you know, using it makes sense, but you use it so much it kind of like loses its purpose. So now Rude apparently says that he's going to eliminate anyone who stands in his way. Do we need to go back to how many times I've kicked you and Reno's butt? Do we really have to go over that? Do you really want to think about that? I just don't see how you'd really want to embrace those memories. For this, you're going to want to cast M Barrier, because Reno's going to be using a lot of magic. I am also going to use Magic Breath. I think in this fight, Reno's going to be using a lot of electric type attacks. Which, if I'm correct, Magic Breath will probably end up healing him. No, it didn't. Sweet. Yeah, you know, let's just throw Barrier on too. If I were at it, or someone has it, you have it. Regen. You'll notice that his attacks won't do much to you now once you're pretty much shielded, allowing me to pretty much just unload on this guy with magic and other assortments of abilities. Death. Oh, snap. We are actually going to hold off on doing too much damage on this guy. He actually has a piece of armor that one of you guys had decided to point out to me prior before I decided to do this. Hopefully we can get it. I'm not gonna sit here all day though, waiting for him to get it though. Seriously, I don't really want to do that. That's a waste of my time and a waste of video. Steal. Alright, I'll give it one last try. If he doesn't drop it, if he doesn't give it to me this time, I'm done. Ooh. Looks like someone wants to cast M Barrier. That's funny, because I happen to have something about that, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to cast B Barrier, because I don't really care about getting the item anymore. I don't even want it now. I'll let you go into Death Gigas, and D Barrier, of course, will totally destroy his barrier. A spell, of course, I have to recommend that everyone tries to get. I mean, you start out with D-Spell, but then again, I've yet to understand, what exactly does D-Spell get rid of? Like, does it get rid of, say, like, Regen? Because I've never actually understood that. And Reno goes down. Of course, he's not really dead. I mean, characters like that don't typically die in this game. With that, we level up again, get some more money. And Sir Reno, or Rude, not Reno. Sir Rude goes down. Go in here. Another Shinra captain who honestly believes he has a chance against us. I swear to Christ, how many of you? I think Shinra has created the ultimate cult. Because these guys will literally kill themselves to try to stop us. I mean, I understand following orders, but good God, think for yourself, man. What in your possible good mind would make you think that attacking 3 people who have been known to take out everyone up until now would look like a good idea? But he's not really dead. I think he's just knocked out. Thank goodness. I'm gonna go through here. So now we get to see if there's a bunch of these workers in the cockpit ready to go. And apparently they're pretty excited about seeing Sid back. Oh, great! They're launching the rocket. Sid, come on, man! Don't go all sentimental on us. Materia bomb. Huh. Uh-oh. Looks like Sid doesn't really want to hear what we have to say on the matter, does he? He's pretty intent on not listening to us at all. Huh. I guess he doesn't like Shira. Huh. Now, Sid, being who he is, really doesn't want to listen to Cloud about anything concerning the matter. Because, as you guys know, the character Sid has a long legacy of being airship pilots and loving the sky, loving science. This Sid, of course, his particular love of it makes sense because the last time he was about to go into space, it nearly stopped. It was stopped, and he nearly killed somebody. Huh. Yeah, I can understand where that would make sense. Of course, you know, science could possibly stop the meteor. That would mean that everything that Sid believes in isn't a complete lie. Huh. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I guess the one time you wouldn't expect Shira to actually be on time with something, she's actually ahead of schedule. Uh-oh. What the? Wow, that was the most anticlimactic blast-off sequence I've ever seen. And then this scene just completely makes no sense because we're tilted, right? So, I mean, I just don't see how we could actually have a variable takeoff if we're not really going straight up. We're kind of like slanted. This also shows why you should never have a town right next to a launch site. I mean, look at all the smoke it's... I mean, look at all the smoke and fire it's kicking up. Good lord. But this rocket, which you would never believe could actually somehow get off the ground, is actually doing it. Yes, it is actually getting off the ground, and it is going. And keep going. Sweet. Yeah, we get it, Sid. You can stop being sentimental. So now he's checking the course, and of course this thing's going straight for the meteor. I guess we can't change the course. Jeez. Ah. So Sid apparently was ready for this and has a escape pod ready to go. Awesome. Oh man, this I have to say, guys, I don't know if I really like this particular version of Sid. I mean, he's a cool Sid and all, but good lord, he seems too sentimental. I can understand why he's so sentimental about this. I mean, it's a big deal that he's going into outer space, that he's in outer space, but still. So you rake it here to where the huge materia is being held. Now, I'm going to explain this as Sid starts to explain it, so I can, you know, get away with it. Here's how it basically works. You have to type in a passcode containing 4 different buttons, being the 4 face buttons: triangle, square, X, and circle. Now, it's funny because if you can somehow figure this out, you must be really good. Now, I already know what the passcode is, plus I have it here with me anyways. I'm just going to tell you guys and have the passcode put up in the description to this video. Oh yeah, I hit the right button, sweet. Okay, so it's circle, and then it's square, then it's X, and then you want to press X again. and we are identified as an authorized user, and it's unlocked, allowing us to take away the huge materia that lies within. He has a point though. Although, honestly though, now that I think about it, there's a lot of combinations. I can see why you would fail this if you didn't get lucky. Now, I don't know the answer to this. I'm thinking there must be at least one math genius out there. Who can tell me how many possible combinations you can possibly come up with for 4 buttons? I have to say, there has to be a lot of combinations. Like, I really don't think I can come up. I mean, I'm thinking of simple ways of coming up with combinations, but there are some more complex ones you could probably come up with, and you'd probably be here all day. But you run by it, and one of the tanks explodes, or breaks down. It gets even worse because this one tank happens to be the same tank that yeah, the one that caused Sid to stop his liftoff last time. The one that he didn't really want Shira to take the time to try to fix because he didn't think there's anything really wrong with it. Hmm. God, Sid, Christ, how many times must she spew the F word? Good Lord. Hmm. You know what? I think yeah, I'm pretty sure if she was here, Sid, she'd tell you, I told you so. Oh, no, no, no. Bashira is actually here, on the ship with us. What I don't get is, why is she even here? I'm assuming then that she already knew about the escape pod, but that makes no freaking sense to me. Wow. Anyone want to even come up with the word that he just used here? I think I know the word, but yeah. Awesome. So we've made it, and now it's time for us to get to the escape pod and get the heck out of Dodge before the ship hits the meteor. Hmm. Come on, Sid. Seriously, as much as she does for you, at least you just reciprocate a little bit. Good Lord, you're the most ungrateful person I've ever met in my life. I take that back. I think I've met worse, but you know what? I'm not really gonna go into that. So we get a cool scene of our space pod floating haplessly through space. Yes, Sid, you're out in outer space. You can stop it now. We get the idea. This is a big deal for you, but seriously. I mean, you know, sentimentality only works, sen- sentiments only go for so long, and after a while, it really becomes annoying. So we get to see our pod go crashing to Earth. We also get to see as our rocket makes its suicide run right towards the meteor. What happens next makes no sense to me. Because as it hits the meteor, it makes a huge flash and explosion. There was nothing else on there. How in the world could this possibly happen? We took the material. Any bomb that could have been there should not have happened. This flash is so bright that it covers the world in just this huge bright light, making everyone think the world just ended. Even Bugenhagen. It's like, oh my god. But now the light starts to fade. Again, I don't understand, how does this work? We took the material out. The bomb, so in essence, the bomb part of this thing should just be an empty shell. But hey, it's a game. It can be blown out of proportion. So now everyone's, completely awestruck and looking around, trying to find out what happened. But their worst nightmares come true as the meteor is still there, and it apparently took out a nice chunk out of it. Good God. Okay, it's not a very nice chunk. It's a small chunk out of it. But seeing how this is like a planet-sized meteor in essence, it's not too bad seeing how it's just an empty rocket. And the meteor still continues to fall towards Earth. Yeah, everyone everyone's probably standing there thinking, ah, Christ. Yeah, the world's still gonna end, people. World's still gonna end. Yeah, the damper on the mood is really sad right now because everyone's still, now everyone has to still go around living every day like it's their last. Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Oh, come on now. Seriously? Of all times for us to be getting down in our mood, this is what the best you guys can come up with? Because like right now is really not the time, guys. Hmm. And of course it's Sid who's giving the inspirational speech, which I never really would expect such a thing from Sid. Just his character just does not match up with the character you'd expect to give an inspirational speech from. Hmm. No, no, Sid, no. In the words of the immortal Captain Jack Sparrow, the world isn't getting big. The world isn't big. Oh, wait, the world isn't getting bigger. No. Ah, Christ, I can't remember the quote now. I feel like a complete idiot. There's just less here. I'll put it like that. I guess it depends on your relative on how big the world really is, I guess. I mean, eh. Looking at it on a globe perspective, it's not really that big. So of course when asked what he's going to do about the meteor, Sid apparently draws a blank, sits down, and tells us he's still working on that. Good job, good way to kill the mood, dude. Seriously, great job. Oh, so now something is obviously heard. Hmm. The planet or the meteor scream. Hmm. Okay, so the game has now instructed us to head to Cosmo Canyon and visit his grandfather, Bugenhagen. 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 Ah, screw it. You know what, guys, honestly, if any of you are really going to comment on my pronunciation of the word of this guy's name, feel free to, but I really don't care. So we're going to fly this way so we can head over to Cosmo Canyon. Also going to park here for now, and we're going to continue by making our way towards Cosmo Canyon. Hopefully we don't have to deal with any really annoying fights, even though we're completely overpowered for this section for these monsters anyways, and I shouldn't really be complaining. It's just a waste of my time. Dang. Wow. One shot. One shot. Ah ha ha ha. We win. I'm gonna keep Sid around for a little bit longer, then I'm gonna switch him out with Barrett. Actually, pretty soon. Probably sooner than some of you guys might figure. So we're gonna head to Cosmo Canyon now. Run up here. Run up here. Go in here. You want to go through this door. I swear, this place is almost like a labyrinth in a way. It's really kind of cool how they carved out an entire town out of a canyon. I mean, I think that's really kind of cool. It's something very similar to a show called Avatar: The Last Airbender. One of the air temples, they carved it out. One of the airbender temples was carved out of the side of a huge cliff. Really, really cool. And I think this is probably one of the cooler concepts for a town. Whoever came up with this idea was genius. So here we are inside of Bugenhagen. Forget it. Inside of grandfather's house. Go in here. And we find the man that we're looking for. Well, thank you. No. No, do not encourage that, okay? We do not need to look any further into Cloud than we already have. Trust me, I've seen enough of Cloud's inner being. I don't want to look any deeper than I have to in him for anything. Christ, do we need to go over how many flashbacks we've went through already? So Cloud pulls out his PHS, whatever that happens to mean. I still don't understand what that means. Did they ever tell us the exact name for what PHS means? Because I don't remember. I might have to look it up. Okay. So Kit Sith is clueless. Yuffie is clueless. Go figure. Stupid whore. Wow, we cannot remember anything. This is really bad. Okay. Thank you for pointing out the fact that she's gone. Did that girl go off to that place? That's it? What do you mean that's it? What's it? We don't know about it. What did Eris know? Well, I don't know. What did she know? What are we talking about? There. Where's there? Take you there. Okay, where is there? Have you even decided to tell us where there is? Yeah, of course, Sid's still a complete cynic towards this entire idea. And yet they've still have yet neglected to tell me what exactly did they mean by there, or, you know, what we're looking for, or anything for that matter. They haven't even told me that yet. Huh. Now, of course, we have one more piece of business to attend to, which is Cloud asking Bugenhagen, if he can use the observatory to stash the huge materia that we've collected thus far. Which is only 3 pieces. There's 4 huge materia in general. Now, I probably should explain what huge materia are. When you master all of a certain kind of materia, which I don't remember the names, I'll put them in like this. When you master all the yellow kind of materia, the green kind, and I believe the red kind, which is summon materia. Once you've mastered all those materia, all of them, you'll be able to obtain the master materia. Master materia, in essence, is one materia that has all the spells for that particular color kind. So if you were to master green materia, you would have all the different kinds of magic spells. Under the category, which I don't remember exactly what kind of materia this is. I'm horrible at that. Like, you know, you'd have like a restore, you'd have this, you'd have that. It's really hard to explain, in my opinion. It's difficult for me. So we're going to talk to this one in particular. It's going strangely. So you get closer to it, and apparently it's Bahamut. And Bahamut and Neo Bahamut are apparently glowing very brightly at this. And with that, you will receive 0 Bahamut. Okay, so this is command materia. This is, let's get closer to this one. This is magic materia. Okay. So it's command, magic, and summon. My bad. I could not remember their names. So we're going to go back down, leaving the materia here for now until we actually need them. Now, I have no intention of doing anything involving showing how to master these materia. Screw you guys. I ain't doing it. I might do that in my own spare time as something for me to do, but as far as you guys are concerned, you guys can, forget that. Okay. So, Bugenhagen enjoys the smell. He enjoys the smell of machinery and the smell of nature, and decides he wants to go up on deck and enjoy the feelings and the aromas of the planet and and machinery. And okay. With that, we are going to. Do I want to keep Sid? That's the real question here. Do I really want to? I'll keep him a while. He's not staying with me permanently, though, guys. I'm gonna switch back to Barrett sooner or later. I have to switch back to Barrett. There's no real point in me keeping Sid. Just kind of necessary that I switch back to Barrett. So I'm gonna talk to this guy. We're actually going to restore our HP and MP. And the marathon of Final Fantasy VII continues as we move on to the next thing we need to do. Now, we have to go to what was, I don't know, vaguely hinted at as the place. The place that they are referring to happens to be the ancient city, which is actually where you need to go. Okay, at level 11, you're still a learner pilot. Honestly, dude, seriously, what exactly qualifies this? I don't understand. Why would you have levels if you know, you go like 4 or 5 levels and you're still the same rank? So we need to head to the ancient city, which is up north. Now, I recommend when you do this, head through Bone Village. It won't take you that long. It's not that bad of a ride, not that bad of a walk. I would never, ever, ever tell you guys to take the other way, which is to head backwards to get there. I mean, first off, you'd have to go that way backwards to get here, which is a horrible idea. With that, we're gonna buy some items right now. I think I already got the Lunar Harp, dude. Yeah, in fact, I think I already have the Lunar Harp. Thanks for offering, though. I appreciate it. Ether. Are you kidding me? You sell ethers? We're gonna buy, like, 6 of those. No tents. You're kidding me, right? You have... Oh, there it is. 10 tents, and we're good to go. And for those of you who say I could have just duped those, guys, I don't really feel like doing that till later. So don't even mention it. Seriously, guys, honestly, please, just save me the hassle and don't mention it. I mean, unless you really, really, really see a need to mention something. Alright, with that, we're going to move through here. Now, since we've already awoken the forest, there's nothing to worry about. The forest will lead us directly to the ancient, lead us to where we need to go without looping us. Apparently, once you wake the forest up, the forest stays awake. Thankfully. Because if I would have had to re-wake the forest, I would have been pissed. Alright. These guys. I don't really want to fight you. I really don't want to fight you. I'd rather not have to fight you, but I'm gonna have to fight you.